Hey there, my name is Ricky, or you might know me as Oyama's Trading. As a kid, I was obsessed with Pokemon. Then a year ago, my wife and I opened our first pack in about 20 years, and we became hooked all over again. I'm the type of person who tends to fixate and obsess and collect, so it really didn't take long for me to spend a lot of time and money building a collection. Then I kind of realized my hobby could pay for itself, so I started selling Pokemon cards, making videos, with the goal of having fun while building an incredible collection at zero cost out of pocket, without it getting in the way of my 9 to 5 in my personal life. I'm selling over 6 figures in my first year, and I'm vending a massive card show in exactly 1 week, so this is what that looks like. I start Saturday by taking my dogs to the park. I uploaded a video today, so it's an important step to watch the entire video while cringing at yourself. Last night, I sold a card on eBay. It's a PSA 10 Zorua from Shrouded Fable. Honestly, this card came down in value a lot since I bought it, so I just took a best offer. After fees and shipping, it's a negative 28-cent profit to start off the week, but honestly, sometimes you just take that L and move the cash into something better. After hundreds of shipments manually printing and taping labels, I finally bought a thermal label printer. It just prints sticky labels with no ink. If you're gonna sell online, just invest in one of these. From there, I cardboard sandwich anything over 20 bucks and throw it in a bubble mailer. For anything under 500 bucks or times that I don't have like 10 bubble mailers, I'm just gonna stick it in my mail slot for USPS to pick up. I've never had an issue with this, but for larger shipments, I will make the trip to drop things off at the post myself. While organizing cards, I found some that I pulled or bought that I wanted to add to my personal collection, so I take a few minutes to organize those. Honestly, building my personal collection binder is pretty easily a top 3 favorite thing to do with the hobby for me. Tomorrow is filled with social obligations, so today I'm going to spend a few hours pricing less volatile cards ahead of next weekend's card show. In the afternoon, I got a TCG player package for some lower value cards I wanted for my personal collection, so I organized those for a few minutes. By the way, if you're noticing my house is kind of a mess, I recognize that too, but I just wanted to record this video as my life genuinely is. The week leading up to a card show, most of the rooms in my house are gonna get covered in cards and stuff related to cards. Anyway, again, for me personally, the whole reason I bother with reselling cards is to try to reduce my collection's cost basis to 0. But maybe you're watching this video thinking, I'd love to turn my hobby into an extra 10K a year and that'd be like a really meaningful amount of money for you. I think that's awesome too, and I hope this gives you some ideas. In the evening, I multitask while watching UFC 311, pricing out lower value cards that I don't think will change in price in the next few days. I sat down around 3:30 p.m. and I pretty much work on this 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, straight through to midnight. This isn't every Saturday night for me by any means, but it is most nights leading up to a card show, especially in a market like this one, where singles prices are really volatile. Those cards can move like 20% overnight in some cases. So I spend a few hours, again, I watch a fight, I price cards for 15 minutes, I watch a fight, and then I take the dogs on their evening walk. After I've done that, I'm going to make sure I'm caught up on my Pokemon spreadsheet because I like to keep track of exactly what I spent or made on every single card I bought and sold. Then I wrap the night up at 12:15 a.m. reviewing some of the footage from this video you're watching right now, and we call it a night. Normally, I start Sundays with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practice, but today is packed, so instead, I struggle my way through an 18-minute run, give myself a haircut, and celebrate this legend of a 1-year-old's birthday, where he mashed cake onto his entire body for an hour. In the evening, I buy $1,000 of cards at about 78% of market value, and then I work on editing this video. It takes a lot of time, but I generally enjoy it, and content has been huge for the side hustle itself. Today is a holiday in the States, so I have a pretty relaxed day to spend on Pokemon cards. After editing and walking the dogs all morning, I sort through the state of my next PSA shipment and see if there's anything I want to add or remove. Grading can be super profitable, but it is kind of tedious. This is one of those few areas of the hobby I honestly take a business mindset with because it's just too efficient not to do it. I then spend pretty much all afternoon pricing cards while my wife naps. Sometimes I even condition check low value cards. Maybe they're not near mint, or maybe they're so mint they're actually worth grading. And I condition check pretty much anything over $10. Keep in mind, even a dollar card, I have to look up to confirm the price, so this really does take time. I'm not doing this like play it up for the video. If you're not prepared to give up your days off work doing this type of thing, this probably isn't the right side hustle or business for you to try. I already know I'm about to give up my Friday night doing exactly this before the card show. Work was slammed today, but a viewer of the channel from Singapore reached out a few weeks ago and offered to gather 115 region-exclusive Lapras 7-Eleven promos for me. Huge shout out to you, Ryan. Also, the other day I decided to order a bookshelf to display some Pokemon boxes that are taking over other areas of the house. I really don't assemble furniture in a typical week, but it did happen this week, and as you can see, being the extremely capable and manly Pokemon collecting boy that I am, I assembled this $40 bookshelf in under 7 hours. Enjoy! Another very busy workday, but I take a break in the afternoon to open this package from Japan like a rabid dog. It's 2 PSA 10 copies of the Umbreon from Terastal Festival. Absolutely beautiful card, and honestly, I ordered 5 copies. It's both for business and for pleasure. I definitely want one in my personal collection, but I did make a bit of a play here, thinking that the problems with the English Prismatic set might turn a lot of collectors to the Japanese Umbreon instead, so I grabbed 5 and threw my personal collection copy in a rainbow graded guard. In the evening, I do push-ups while picking 15 of these Lapras to grade with PSA. Honestly, these pretty much all look great to me, and I didn't get them with the intention of grading them at all, so I just pick 15 that look good, I make a post on Instagram, and I actually sell the first one pretty quickly, and I spend the rest of the night editing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this video. Last night, I sold this PSA 9 base set Japanese Raichu on eBay. One thing I really do love about eBay is that if you want to sell something at a reasonable price, all you really need is patience. I've had this Raichu listed for a couple months and figured eventually someone's going to buy it, and sure enough, that day's finally come. I also received another package today, and this time it's all raw singles, both English and Japanese. Basically, the steps I take here are to start by just confirming that everything I bought is actually there. Even super trustworthy sellers can make mistakes, so it's an important step that's easy to get kind of lazy about when you're actually taking in a lot of inventory every week. And then from there, I'll sort roughly by value and language, and later I'll come back to condition check every card to see if any are mint enough to grade or not mint enough to price as near mint. With the big card show being less than 36 hours away now, it's time to start pricing slabs. This part of the process tends to go fairly quickly for me, but I had to save it till pretty much right before the show because the prices are moving around so much, and I personally try never to price too far above or below recent confirmed sales. In the late evening, I take a break by testing out some new headphones I got for my electronic drum kit because my old ones were like 15 years old, and I might have snapped them in half trying to put them on my big head the other night. I also sold 3 more Lapras to someone through Instagram, so I packed those to ship out tomorrow. We're at $43 profit for the week and $483 for January, but I really think we're about to multiply that at this weekend's show. It's the night before the show, so I'm getting everything packed in the car because I'm really not too much of a morning person. And then I spend the evening on my last pass through recent shipments. I'm setting aside a few to send to grade and pricing out the most volatile and high-end items as close to the show as possible to keep my stickered prices in line with current market prices. Before I know it, it is show day. I'm up before 7 a.m. to finish packing and make the drive out to Fairfield. After an hour or so of setup, the table is ready for doors opening at 10 a.m.
He watches you every day on YouTube.
No way!
Recognize you said, is it okay if you sign his bike?
Oh my gosh, I would love to, yeah. You have this Mewtwo, the reverse 151 holo. You can also take that one.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Zach. I had a great time meeting fans of the channel and making tons of deals before ending the day enjoying dinner with some fellow vendors. Meeting them has honestly been a top 3 highlight of the hobby for me. After the show was a little bit slower on graded slabs, I posted inventory to Instagram, made 4 more deals totaling $1,000, so I get those packed up tonight. It's a week in the life, and we started on a Saturday, so we're gonna call it there. Our total sold so far this month is in the neighborhood of $7,000 with nearly $3,000 in profit thanks to the recent market movement, while selling more self-graded cards than usual and honing in on more desirable inventory over the past few months. This is also my best month ever for margin. We're at an unusually high 37% with total profit since August of about $10,000 against about $60,000 in sales, so our average margin is about 16.5%. I'd estimate I spent about 50 hours this week on tasks related to the hobby, including the show itself. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, check out my other videos about card shows and why I'm not quitting my job to pursue Pokemon full time. I'll see you there.